Immigration is a huge part of Canada's past and present. In the last century, millions of people have come to Canada. Immigration patterns have changed over the years, and Canada has not always been as accepting of everyone as it is today. In the late 1800s, after Confederation, Canada needed immigrants to settle the West. The government created the Dominion Land Act to encourage immigrants to come to Canada. This act, approved in 1872, gave any settler who agreed to follow certain requirements 160 acres of almost free land. This prairie land measured about 80 million hectares. It was the largest surveyed area of land in the world. It left land for the Native Americans, and through various revisions, land was set aside for national parks and made available to women. From the late 1800s to the early 1900s, Canada became populated with immigrants, and that is how multiculturalism in Canada began. Many immigrated from other parts of Canada to the prairies. Canada also accepted many American immigrants. The United States closed off their west at one point, making many Americans who wanted to move come to Canada instead. Due to overcrowding and unemployment in Britain, many English moved to Canada. During this time, not everyone was welcomed. Though not as preferred as British immigrants, Canada also accepted people from Eastern and Western Europe. Immigrants from Asia were generally not favored. Canada had many Chinese who had settled after the construction of the Transcontinental Railway. To bring family over, many Chinese had to pay a head tax, and over time the head tax increased. The years between 1900 and 1913 had the greatest number of immigrants, with 400,000 people coming to Canada in 1913. During World War I, there were far fewer immigrants, though the numbers increased again after the war. In 1930, the Dominion Lands Act was repealed. From 1872, when the act began, to 1930, when it ended, about 625,000 land patents were granted to immigrants. After this, the lands and resources which had been the federal government's were given to Manitoba, Saskatchewan, and Alberta. During World War II and the years leading up to the war, Canada experienced its lowest immigration rate. This was partially due to the fact that immigrants would no longer receive free land. Immigration fluctuated from 1945 to 2000. During these years, Canada became more open to accepting immigrants of many more nationalities. Today, the majority of Canadian immigrants come from China, the Philippines, India, and the Caribbean. This is very different from the type of people who came to Canada in the 1800s and early 1900s. Canada now accepts people from anywhere in the world, but to become a Canadian citizen, a person has to take tests and get screened. Just like in the past, Canada's population is increasing due to immigration. In fact, the majority of Canada's population growth today is due to immigrants. From 2000 to the present, Canada has accepted a more steady number of immigrants. Every year, Canada accepts around 250,000. By accepting immigrants from all over the world, Canada has become a country where people speak a variety of languages. 24% of Canadians speak a language that is neither French nor English. Canada also has communities of predominantly one culture, allowing immigrants to keep their culture while integrating into Canadian society. While immigrants are no longer granted free land, Canada still has opportunities like it did in the 18 and 1900s. People come to Canada because it is inclusive, is multicultural, has good education, has universal free healthcare, is safe, and is a beautiful country. Without immigrants, Canada would not be the successful multicultural nation it is today.